It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Cleveland Browns. Coming up next.
On a crystal clear late fall afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Cleveland, Ohio, and Cleveland Browns Stadium. Up in the booth with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and kickoff straight ahead, CD. What's one thing that you're going to have your eye on?
I think about what the great coaches of the past always said. The key to any ball game. Can you rush theirs and protect yours? Well, in this case, both of these teams get after the quarterbacks. I'm watching the pass rush.
The veteran Dustin Hopkins has this one teed up, and we are underway here in Cleveland. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Chargers coming out to take over, and it is Justin Herbert at quarterback, CD, now in his 5th NFL campaign.
And he's looking to bounce back after an injury-riddled season a year ago. Herbert, obviously one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, but that doesn't do you any good when you're standing on the sidelines wearing a baseball cap. If this team's ever going to reach their full potential, they've got to find a way to keep him upright. And with his new head coach Jim Harbaugh in the fold, they'll do exactly that. They'll have a chance to win a lot of games with Justin Herbert on the field.
Herbert on the first play wants to pass it. Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up second down. A collegiate star here in the Buckeye State, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They set up the screen for Dobbins. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be under the command of the former Florida State Seminole, the #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And we're talking about one of the league's true extroverts in the quarterback position. For better or worse, he's going to throw the ball all over the field. And that aggressive approach is one of the main reasons why they went after him in free agency.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Winston now. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the 1st down with his legs.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Jameis to throw it. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
2nd and 10. Here's Winston. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14. A big play that time for Cleveland. 43 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Winston. And he'll get nothing out of that one. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
But one of the things we talked about coming into this was that we were never going to question the fight that he's going to have for all 4 quarters of a game. But ideally, you want him fighting for big plays and first downs early, not fighting just to get back to the line of scrimmage, as we saw right there.
And Chubb try the middle here. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Hopkins' kick is good, and the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. This 2nd and 4. Now it's Herbert. It's taken in by Quentin Johnston. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down.
A 5-yard gain on play. First down, Los Angeles.
Back to throw here, Herbert. He's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there for L.A. 48 yards.
And not only does Justin Herbert have one of the biggest arms in the game, I don't know that anyone throws a prettier pass. Every time he throws the football, I just want to slow it down and have it be a highlight type of a throw. And oftentimes it is, just as we saw there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Browns are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Following the interception, Winston. Into the hands of Cedric Tillman. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner, and that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. Fielded at about the 28. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. 2nd and 11 as they've got it as we resume action. A give, Dobbins trying the right side. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
At first glance, I thought he just used his size in order to win the route, but he also had a little subtle move in there as well. Made the defender think he was going one direction and was able to track the ball in another.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. This is 2nd and 8. Here's Herbert. Short throw to Disley, and he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Pass taken in by his big tight end. They'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That third down conversion good for 23.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Short throw to Disley. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Herbert back to the air. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and now we've got a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And his kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And the Browns getting set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still 2nd down.
They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8. Winston. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the 1st.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. They'll throw again. Winston. Open man, that's Tillman. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Throwing, Winston. They set up the screen to Chubb. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Kevin Stefanski going to take a chance, going for it on 4th. Here's Winston. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 30-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 51 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, Most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
If I'm making excuses, and I am, sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. And a potential big play goes by the wayside.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. That's complete to Palmer. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
To the air again, Herbert. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Now a 2nd and 6. Herbert now. Flush to his right. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Jameis to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now Winston. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
He'll get this complete to Tillman. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Yeah, it's been a disappointing first half for him, all things considered, and this can serve as the capper. It's a missed field goal in the late going, and that's only going to serve to lessen the mood even further.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And that's off the mark, incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
The Chargers were led in the first half by their star quarterback, Justin Herbert. He was able to take it in himself for the game's only touchdown. And you wonder if this coaching staff will ask him to do a bit more the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And Charles, some things to like about that first half, ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now 2nd and 3. Here's Chubb on the read option. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Every team in the league always wants explosive plays, breakout plays, and even more so when it's your horse who's had a tough time during the game.
Yeah, not that great in the first half. Maybe he can recalibrate here in the third and then carry that over to the fourth.
I like that. Recalibrate. Strong.
Winston now. To the right side, that's where Tillman is. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Here's Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 13-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. He finds his way into the secondary again on this drive. They might want to try getting him down a little closer to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what do they call that? Third level run. First level being the D-line, and linebacker second level in the secondary the third. When you block it up well and you make the secondary do all the tackling, that will wear on a defense.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Elijah Moore. A 2-yard touchdown Brown. And the Browns are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
The throw out wide going to be incomplete. Well, that's where this Cleveland crowd, the dog pound in particular, make it difficult on opposing offenses. It looked like they might have had troubles communicating at the line, and it leads to the incompletion. Now a 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now a 3rd and 6. Here's Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Now it's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
A handoff running left is Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Out of the gun, Herbert. steps away to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on second down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He doesn't scramble for it first, but he does get the last laugh by evading the blitz and getting beyond the line of scrimmage.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. In for the sack, Myles Garrett.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. They go play action. Winston. This one downfield for Tillman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Now Winston. He's got Njoku over the middle. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
This now a 3rd and 4. Winston. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. They'll throw again. Winston. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 3. They go up the middle with Chubb. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 3rd down.
Not ideal there. That delay of game backs them up 5 yards, so now they need 7 yards on 3rd down. Throwing, Winston. And this is caught. He hits more. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Down inside the 40.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. And again, it's Chubb. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 60 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down and 4. And they'll run the end around here with Judy. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point good by Hopkins, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Charger offense making their way back out there. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball has been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get a big strike right there and hopefully tie this game up in the late going. But the coverage was there, and this winds up incomplete.
The offense on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Herbert. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Herbert. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnston. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Herbert off of play action. That is caught. He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Josh Palmer, 54 yards. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Browns offense and Jameis Winston set to take over once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Now 2nd down and a few inches. Winston to throw. Oh, and that is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Winston. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This is 1st and 10. Here's Winston. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Khalil Mack from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4.
Brandon, you got to have some urgency here. You got to get the guys back to the line of scrimmage, but the problem is they're all 30 yards downfield after that play.
They'll come up now on 2nd down. Now Winston. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. A field goal try would be almost 50 yards from this spot, so what can they do to get closer now on 3rd down? Handoff comes to Chubb. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Hopkins' kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Chargers offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Herbert. Pass complete. Hurst. Here comes second down. Herbert to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Throwing, Herbert. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
One last throw here for Herbert. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles. And that brings this one to a close.
Yeah, I think Hope was wearing one jersey and Worry was wearing another on the other sideline as that final snap played out. Now, we've seen some incredible plays to win games before, but in this case, I think the distance was just a little bit too great for it to happen here.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.